This video is part of our 99 free acting lesson series. You're getting a lot of acting and a little bit of voiceover. Hi, I'm Dawnnie Mercado. This is AI Dawnnie saying hi because I'm upgrading this really long video for you from 2022. Back then we had an in-person studio in Tehachapi, California, and I used to teach voiceover to the students. And on this particular day, I recognized that all of the voiceover that I used to book in Kansas City, Missouri was before I ever studied voiceover. What I did is I broke down all of the scenes that I was given for voiceover, just like I used to as an actor and still do. So when you're watching all the acting lessons, keep that in mind, and then I'll shift to 2 samples of my voiceover reels. One is a bunch of accents and one is different characters, different feelings. So what I want you to do when you get to the voiceover part, I want you to take notes and think to yourself, in the acting lessons I just watched from Dawnnie, what is she doing right now to make sense of her words and to change her voice for these different characters? If you have any questions, please put them in the comments, and like, subscribe, and absolutely let me know the one thing you learned today that you didn't already know when you get to the end, because YouTube really does thrive on comments. It's a way to support the channel and the work I'm doing by redoing a lot of these videos for you from years and years. I love this so much. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. All right, next up, some acting stuff. Hi, it's Dawnnie Mercado Ginocchio from TADA Acting Studio. I want to talk to you a little bit about commercials today. So I have my glasses on because on the side, and this is one thing we will do in person when we do in-person coaching, or that you can do at home. I have a stand right next to this phone where it's holding my iPad and I'm reading on it. So you could very much be doing an audition right now, recording on your phone. I have a light up, I'm in front of a blue backdrop, and I have an iPad holder so that I could read my script. All right, commercials. So here is what you need. Practice slating your name. What is slating your name? That is our lesson today. Slating your name. That means that you say your name in a full sentence. Practice slating your name as well as having full sentence answers in your own unique and honest personality, ready for the chat interview section of the audition. So, if I were slating my name and you were the teacher and you said, "Hello, slate your name, please," I would say, "Hi, I'm Dawnnie Mercado." And if they say, "Tell me your favorite color," don't just say purple. No, that doesn't go with the "Hi, I'm Dawnnie Mercado," or "Hello, I'm Dawnnie Mercado," or "How are you? I'm Dawnnie Mercado," right? They want to see your personality. So if you ask me what my favorite color is, my favorite color is purple. I think it's very regal and happy, and I have a lot of purple. I actually happen to be wearing purple today. See, so always answer in a full sentence, all right? Slating your name. So one thing I want you to do when you get your text, your commercial copy, and we call it copy, text, sides, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to say it out loud 3 times before doing anything else, just to get the sense of the story in your body. Be yourself, make sense of it, say it 3 times out loud. Out loud is important because it's going to get in your mouth and you're going to find little nuances to it that only you can bring to the text. So I'm going to start a little timer. That is your first assignment. I want you to take whatever I have attached to this lesson and I want you to say it out loud 3 times. I'll be right here waiting for you. Saying it out loud 3 times. Did you sort of put yourself into it? So next thing I want you to do, get that same script or text or copy, and I want you to, if it's on your computer, that's okay. You can find a way to write on it, or if you print it out, I want you to literally circle all the commas, periods, and exclamation points. Any place that punctuation is used, because writers for commercials, especially commercials, all writers of scripts for television and film and movies and even theater are very specific. There's nothing there on accident. They have labored over whether it's a comma, a period, a question mark. An exclamation point is either very excited or loud or stressed for some reason that is in your heart. Not just loud for the sake of being loud. But if there's an exclamation point, you have to ask yourself, why is that there? How are they feeling? How are they trying to affect the other person with their words that is making them talk louder? So they've written commercials in certain air times, 15-second spots, 30-second spots, 60-second spots, and the punctuation is all part of that human interaction time. It's also a really great close-up opportunity. So don't cheat yourself out of that. Flip through your television at night and look at people when they're not talking. The camera loves to watch you when you're not even talking. Okay, so if you just zoom right past all the punctuation, you're stealing that from yourself. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to circle all the commas, exclamation points, periods, and I want you to ask yourself, why are those there? Did I change the subject? Does the tempo change, right? So that's the first thing I want. Go away for a few minutes, do that, and I'll be waiting right here. I'm Dawnnie Mercado. In case I never told you who I am, I have an MFA in acting from NYU. I've been teaching kids and teens for over 30 years, but I went back into the business as an actor. So this channel is getting some love from me to you because it's really part of my calling in life to give back to the future generations of actors. Okay, on to the next thing. Our next lesson is I ask you a lot of questions. I think I'm in my list. This is 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to ask you all of those right now. All right. Number 4 on my list. Who are you? Who are you? I know you're you. Like if I were taking this class, I'm Miss Dawnnie, right? But who are you in the commercial? Are you the best friend? Are you the kid? What kind of kid? Are you the skater kid? Are you the teenager who runs away? Are you the really smart one? Are you the really happy one? Does the script give you a sense at all that you might be shy? And I'll talk to you more about script breakdown in television and theater classes. But for commercials specifically, you can just decide that right away on the spot with the very little script you have, okay? Who are you? For yourself, it doesn't say in the script, all right? So make it up. If it doesn't say who you are, bring it to life. Be yourself. Or if this seems like something your best friend would be doing, you're your best friend. I'm Samantha now, right? And that just gives you a way to breathe life into it because you're imagining a real person you know and how they would think and feel and act in this situation. So that is my next one. Answer these questions. Aha. Okay, who are you? Who are you talking to? You're never just talking to the camera, and you're never just talking to the casting director, because those two things will make you nervous. Like right now, I'm imagining you. I'm imagining my students in the camera, and I'm talking to you. So who are you talking to? And to bring life to it, quite often it's your mom, your best friend, your sister, brother. Who are you talking to? And it might be clear from the script itself who you're talking to. Maybe in the script, it's a teacher and a student. So you could always imagine me, right? My students imagine me often when they're acting because, I don't know, I'm not nervous with me, and hopefully they aren't either. So take me with you into the room in your imagination. All right, so we've got who are you? Who are you talking to? Where are you? This is a big one. It's a big secret as to how to get all the butterflies banished out of your tummy. Where are you? Right now, I'm actually in the studio, in the TADA acting studio. But let's say that I am doing a scene or a commercial where it's for suntan lotion and I'm at the beach. What do I see around me? Behind the camera, way off in the distance, I hear and see the ocean. I smell the salt air. I hear kids playing. Where are you? Are you in this commercial? Are you in your kitchen? Imagine all the things around you. And all of a sudden, all of those people in the room at the audition or in your classroom, it all disappears because you're focusing on your where, your scene in the, your where in the scene or commercial or script, right? Where are you? What do you want and how do you want to affect the person you're talking to? All right, this is the character answering. What do I want? Suppose it's a commercial about chocolate and I'm talking to my mom. I want her to buy me chocolate. If I want her to buy me chocolate, there are many ways that my lines can come out. I can beg, I can hint. You certainly won't demand it. If you demand chocolate from your mother, you think you're gonna get it? Not likely, right? So you're always trying to affect the person you're talking to. So right now I want you to take a few minutes and I want you to think about that in terms of all of the little sections that you have circled. What do you want? Okay, so I'll give you another few minutes. I'll set a timer. You're going to go through and you're going to answer these things for yourself in writing in your script along the side, like the little margin. Sometimes I do that. So we want to know, who are you? Where are you? Who are you talking to? And what do you want? There are going to be many things you want within the commercial, scene, monologue, many things. But let's start with the biggest one, the one biggest thing you want. Okay? And once you figure that out, I'll be right here and we'll begin again. Okay, now we're on to find the beginning, middle, and end. Okay, I do this with everything. I'm talking to you about commercials right now, but this same little video will go in my acting classes as well. Okay, so if you and I are working on our virtual musical right now and you're watching the same video, I want you to think about the script that I've given you or the script that is attached here or the one you hope to do in terms of beginning, middle, and end. It might be a very short scene, maybe 1 minute that you're going to record at home by yourself. Or if you're auditioning, maybe this is a commercial script and it's also very short. It still has a beginning, middle, and end. Just every story has a beginning, middle, and end. All right, I want you to find them. So what happens in the beginning? And just write BEG, okay? And then where does that transition or change? Where does it change to something else happening? Keys are maybe you change the subject. Maybe someone enters or exits in the scene. All right, so if I start this out and our scene is I'm recording in the studio and, oh, a student just entered the door. That's my middle. I'm gonna put a line, okay? Physically, I'll show you a script copy. And I want you to actually draw a line when it changes from beginning to middle, okay? And the same thing when it changes to the end. And there's usually a bigger reason at the end, right? It's got to lead somewhere. It's the most important reason why you're doing this scene, okay? Where is it leading? What happens at the end? What's the big thing, the big payoff? In the example I gave earlier about a commercial where I'm trying to talk my mom into buying me chocolate, at the end, do I get it? Right? At the end, maybe that's where I'm the sweetest because I really want her to do what I'm asking. All right? So take a few minutes and I want you to find the beginning, middle, and end of your script. And then we'll continue. Here's another tip I teach all of my students. We do this in voiceovers, very much in voiceovers and commercials, but everything in monologue, scenes, television, and theater. If you have a list of things you're talking about, they each need to sound unique, different, special, right? Let's say that I'm talking about the 5 reasons why I love my dog. I'm not gonna say, he's cute, he's fuzzy, he's old, he eats a lot, and he wags his tail. Do you see how that just sounded the same every time? He's cute. He's fuzzy. Well, he eats a lot. And he wags his tail. I think I missed one of them. But did you see how each one came out sounding differently and it gave you more of my personality with each one? The way to remember to do that is to number your lists. So if you have a list of things you're talking about in your scene, script, commercial, I want you to put a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and make sure that they all sound special. Okay, welcome back. So now that you've found your list of items, important words, circle or highlight, or just remember to place importance on them. Remember, anything underlined or bolded, that's when it's darker, in your script or text is important. And if this is a commercial, the product name is always important, as in the best thing in the world, all right? So if this is a commercial for toothpaste, and the brand is called toothpaste, I might say, hey, you know, my teeth were never as white as they were until I started using toothpaste. I'm not just going to go, until I started using toothpaste because it really tastes good and I like it a lot, blah, blah. No, you need to kind of highlight it a little bit, and it's always awesome, right? The product is awesome. But there are important words in every script, and they're usually active words. Like, they are the words that cause you to do something. They are the words that affect the other person and get you where you want to go. So you choose them. You could audition for the same thing, you and 100 other people. Or I could give each one of you, and I just might, the same exact monologue. But it's all going to come out different because the things that you find important don't necessarily have to be the same things the other person finds important. So I call these my $1 million words. Let's go with, what do I say in this little thing? I say, I didn't say how many. So I'm going to tell you to find 3. 3 most important words in every thought. It doesn't have to be every sentence. Maybe it is, but every thought. Like right now, I was just talking about my dog, right? So this thought is about my dog, and I'm going to circle what I would spend $1 million on. Let's say that you have $3 million and you have to spend it all. And each of those words is worth $1 million. I want you to circle your $1 million words. And you need to know why those are your $1 million words. So talking about my dog, he's fuzzy. And I'm imagining him, and my dog Rex, like, climbs on our bed and snuggles with us, and I just love him so much. And he's a stray. He could have been, I don't know where he could have been if we didn't adopt him and keep him forever. And all of that is in that word when you say it. When I say Rex, all of that is in that one word if you feel it in your heart. Does that make sense? I hope so. So find your 3 most important words in your thought, and I want you to circle them. Okay? I'll wait right here while you do that. So now I'm going to talk to you about my aha, right? I teach all of my students this. Aha is when you find something in your heart, soul, mind, script right in front of me. I call it your aha moment. So let's say the line is, I went to Disneyland and I saw Tinkerbell. All right. So I'm telling you this story. I went to Disneyland and I saw Tinkerbell. I just did my aha moment for you. I thought of it. I remembered it. And I almost always actually add that little to it. And that's what's going to bring it to life in a unique way where no one else is going to do it like this. They're going to say it as though they've known it by heart for 10 billion years. I want you to add not just one, but a few aha moments where we, the audience, or we, the people on camera, are watching you bring it to life and discovering what to say next right in front of my eyes. Okay, so go through your script. I'll be right here waiting, and find one or two aha moments. Now, this lesson is about the moment before. What were you doing right before you either entered the scene or the camera focused on you, right? You were doing something. This is what most people will do at an audition. They'll stand here, do nothing, and then the director will say, okay, start whenever you want. I saw my dog one day and he was really cute. What was I doing before? Nothing. And poof, I brought something to life in such the fake way. Okay, so, but let's say that this is the scene about the beach that I was using as an example earlier. I'm sitting here putting on my suntan lotion because this is a commercial about the beach. Or I'm just watching the people back there. And if you're thinking it, I hear a car in the background, then your face is real and not frozen. And you're already a living, breathing person. And when they say action, let me tell you about why I love this sunscreen. I have been standing here in the hot sun for an hour and I'm still not sunburned and I feel awesome. See what I mean? I'm already in the moment. My moment before, for me, was listening to the car in the distance, the ocean waves, hearing people, action. Let me tell you what, right? See what I'm saying? Okay, so I want you to find your moment before. What were you doing right before you started speaking in this commercial monologue or scene? Decide that for yourself. I'll give you a few minutes. I'll turn on the time clock again. Okay guys, similar to the moment before, what's your button? Or what happens after? I know that the scene ends and your lines end, but do not stop being in the moment until the director says cut. We're back to those close-up shots again, right? If you watch TV, I really want you to pay attention, or YouTube or movies or whatever it is you and your family watch that you're allowed to watch. I want you to focus on how many times the close-up is when the person isn't even talking. I hear a phone in the background. In real life, I hear a phone in the background. So I'm just going to sit here and listen to it. I wonder who it is. They're not calling me. I want you to decide your moment after and your button. Is your button, well, we did a commercial acting class. Miss Janny, shout out to Miss Janny. We did a commercial acting class in TADA shortly before we went on our little hiatus, right? And my button was quite often this. I didn't even know I was doing it. So I had to break it as a habit of mine. But at least I had a button. It was almost like, okay, I'm done now. Hurry up and say cut. But do something. Smile. If it's appropriate in the scene, you can, I don't know, laugh. Do you look around? Do you take your glasses off because you can't see like me? I mean, what do you do? Whatever it is, build it in, make it real, and change it every time. If it doesn't feel right, drop it. But at least you have tools. I call these like the toolbox. Put them in your backpack, your back pocket, your purse. Take it with you. Whatever works on that day is what you're going to use. Okay? But make a choice. I wrote, what's the last thing you see or hear? Remember, you are not only acting when you're speaking, you're acting the whole time the camera is on you. It's a smile, a look. Do you walk off? It doesn't cut or end until the director says cut. So do not drop character until the director says cut. We, the camera, love to watch you think. So do it. And don't just fake think. Think. Really, let's see. I'm gonna fake think right now. Okay, that's me pretending to think. Now I'm gonna think. Which one was more interesting? The second time I was imagining how my daughter refused to go to bed and she was like riding her little bicycle out back yesterday. I didn't have to say any of that. It just comes in your head. So a real life thought flashes across your face. All right. What else do we have? I think that's all for this lesson. Okay. All right, now I'm going to talk about beats and actions before we move on to other things. This is an introductory. So here we go. Beats and actions are next. Okay, so remember earlier I said I wanted you to decide what you were doing to affect the other person, what you want, what are you doing in the beginning, middle, and end. You're always doing something. What I mean by that is you're affecting the other person moment to moment, at least in the beginning, middle, and end, but not only that. You can tell a secret. You can brag about something. You can convince them. You can tease, right? Not literally tease, but I could say, yeah, nice jacket, dude. That's a mean tease, but it's in the scene. If it's really in the scene, do it. Nice jacket, dude. I just complimented you instead. These are all very different actions, and they're going to get different reactions from your partner. So think of that. What are you doing? Beat to beat or moment to moment. Think of it like a heartbeat, okay? There's a tempo going on and then it changes. Something makes it change. That is likely a beat change, okay? In music, it's a tempo change. Now let all of that go and just be yourself. Remember to ask if, So if this were an audition, let's backtrack again to this being an audition example. You want to ask if you should play to the camera or to the reader. So I'm pretending that the reader is my iPad. And I'm talking to them. Any playback to do? Beats, actions, what are you doing? I'm looking at them, right? Now I'm talking to you. And it's just very simple. It's just really moving my eyes. But it makes a difference in the shot, okay? So I am going to say 99.999% of the time you should play to the reader because something happens in your eyes when you're talking to another real human. But if you're self-taping and there is no human, imagine me in that little lens smiling at you going, yeah, you got this, okay? So if you're watching this because it's part of our virtual musical rehearsal, your parent is either recording you or you're going to prop up your phone like I did. I want you to imagine the person you're talking to in the lens. So bring it to life more, right? Practice folding your script. So, okay, let me go get a piece of paper real quick. Okay, I'm back. I got a piece of paper. So what I want you to do, let's go to this is a one page audition piece, right? You don't want to hold the full paper if you don't need it. Maybe it's only a couple of lines. You can fold it to only show the section that you need, okay? Right? And you don't want it so high, and you want it so low that your head is down. So what I do is I kind of go like that. They know that unless it's a callback, or unless you're supposed to be off book, or unless you're recording this for me for the virtual musical and I want it to seem like you know it by heart, hopefully you do, but you don't have to. Just hold it out of frame. Okay, what is frame? That's my TV kids, they know about that. The frame is what you're looking at right now. So if I go like this, I've left the frame. I don't want to do that. But my paper can leave the frame and I can still see it. So I'm reading this to you, it's blank, but I'm pretending I'm reading off of this piece of paper. And the trick is to look up into the camera as often as possible. So sometimes I follow along with my finger, or sometimes I bring my finger down to tell me where I left off, okay? But keep it out of frame if you're recording, but don't keep it so high up that it's in your face, okay? That's a trick, folding your script. Practice getting up off the page, I told you that, as often as possible. A lot of teachers say don't rehearse in a mirror. I'm not saying to rehearse in a mirror because I want you to focus on what you look like. You shouldn't. Just whatever you look like is you on a good day, or you appropriate for the character, but don't plan your actual facial expressions, right? I want you to think real, truthful feelings and thoughts and how you're trying to affect the other person, and that's going to bring real looks on your face that you didn't pre-plan. And that is the money. That's gold, right? So what I say in my script here, in my attachment that you're going to be seeing about practice getting up off the page into the mirror, just do it a few times, enough to get used to it. So like right now I'm practicing this script and I want to say, hey, how often can I catch my own eyes? Or record yourself and watch it back and say, oh, I looked down the whole time. Let's do it again. All right. And now I'm back up and I catch a little end of a line and I bring it up to you. Even if you just memorize the one line in each thought, that'll get the habit going and you'll get better and better at cold reading when you do that. And cold reading, the definition of cold reading is when you don't have it memorized, but you're bringing it to life anyway. Okay, that's cold reading. And finally, let's see, follow along, I told you that. Finally, cue cards. Practice writing scripts on big cue cards at home and using them as your script. You can tape it to the wall, near a mirror, and see how much you can use them as needed while still looking into the mirror or camera. All right, so right now I told you I've been basically using my iPad as a cue card this whole time. So either you can do that, get one. I think I got this for, I don't know, $15 on Amazon. It is really tall. I'll take a picture of it. I'll show you in a second. I'll show you the little setup I have here in case you want to do it for yourself. All right, that's it. Practice this again and again. Okay, I'm very excited to teach you the rest of this lesson. I think that's all I'll do for today. Because I don't want to rush through it, but yeah, all right. Enjoy. I'll see you soon on Zoom. So this is the setup that I have going on. I just told you that I had my iPad there for me to read, and I have a little light, and I've painted this wall blue because see how I pop in front of the blue? Not so much in front of this. It's just not as exciting, and way less in front of just one of these. We had somebody audition here, and it was before I painted, and the casting director actually said, do something about that background. I don't know why, but blue just makes you pop. There you go. All right, so this is my setup here. I got this light on Amazon. That is an iPad holder. This little gadget was holding my cell phone for me as I recorded. Okay, so if any of you are going to set up a little home studio recording situation, I'll put the links below as to where I got this stuff. And believe me, I did it on a budget. Bye. All right, enjoy your bonus video, and I promise the person snoring in the background is not me. It's Rex. See? All right, I'll see you in the next lesson. So next up, first up, I'll give you my 2 voiceover demos because one's 3 minutes, one's, 5 minutes. And then it'll be easier for you to skip ahead to do the acting work if you just listen to those first. All right, so here we go. Next up, some voiceover stuff. Hi, I'm Dawnnie Mercado. When I take my son and his friends to a movie at AMC theaters, suddenly I'm super mom.
Wow, Mom! You're the coolest!
The nicest part is that I can get 4 tickets to a great movie starting at just $20 Monday through Thursday before 6 p.m. With AMC Theaters pricing, I can be super mom as often as I like. Hi there. This is the girl who will answer if you dial that number, scrawled in the local men's restroom. Yeah, my lame ex-boyfriend did that to get back at me for breaking his heart. He's attempting to run up my mobile phone bill. Little does he know, I have Cricket wireless service. Cricket gives me unlimited local minutes for 1 low flat fee. So all these stupid calls I'm getting aren't costing me a thing. You loved our Starbucks tribute blend so much, think of this as our encore. Our special limited edition Starbucks tribute blend is back, highlighting our passion and commitment to our coffee and to you. It's a spicy, delicious, and full-bodied blend of 4 distinct flavors from around the world. So come pick yours up today, for a limited time only. Starbucks Tribute Blend. Mercedes-Benz of Kansas City has just been named as Best of the Best for 2011, an accolade awarded only to the top 15% of dealerships nationwide who combine successful business practices with unwavering commitment to upholding the extraordinary standards of Mercedes-Benz. We salute Mercedes-Benz of Kansas City staff who work hard every day making them your local dealership for the world's leading automotive brand. Mercedes-Benz of Kansas City. Looking for something different to do? How about going to Giselle at the Kansas City Ballet? Now don't go into culture shock. Giselle really is a juicy love story. You know, poor girl meets poor boy. Poor girl falls in love with poor boy. Poor boy really is handsome prince. Handsome prince really is a dirty dog who seduces poor girl while engaged to Duke's daughter. Poor girl discovers truth, goes crazy, dies of a broken heart. Just like a good chick flick, only live and in tutus. This is the story of Liberty Bell 7, the spacecraft that carried Gus Grissom into history, that disappeared in the Atlantic, that sits now in a remarkable exhibit at Union Station, thanks to the Discovery Channel. On the road to perfection, there are no highways called compromise. There are no streets named adequate. There are no shortcuts, and the next rest stop is 1,000,000 miles away. The new ES, refined with a passion. You know the thump of a good watermelon or how to pick a fresh peach? Me neither. But the produce guys at Ray's Apple Market do, so I don't have to. They know produce, so you'll get the freshest feast at the right price. After all, you're on a first-name basis with Ray's. Ray's Apple Market. I'm a female, 47, and I have a prostate problem. It's my husband, Jeffrey, who is about to get his physical and is worried about his prostate. If you have a prostate problem or a husband with a prostate problem, call St. Joe's at 800-532-2411. St. Joseph's Medical Center. Discover great medicine. The Metro's next How to Ride clinic is Saturday, April 2nd at Blue Ridge Crossing near Walmart, and new riders will get a free 3-day pass. Blue Ridge Crossing Metro stops at Blue Ridge Boulevard and 40 Highway. Go online to kcata.org. Next stop, Savings, the Metro. These are all Dawnnie Mercado. Hola, soy Dawnnie Mercado. Hablo español un poquito solamente. Cuando yo pienso es en inglés, pero estoy tratando. Ever hear the expression, what's in a name? Well, I can tell you everything. That's why mine is so long, most folks get lost along the way. Sally Ann Thunder and Whirlwind Crockett. I remember hearing dogs barking before I went to sleep. The air felt oppressive. I left the reading lamp lit by my bed, but when the dream came, there seemed to come a mist in the room. The mist seemed so thick I could just see the lamp, a tiny spark in the fog. And then I saw 2 red eyes staring at me, and a livid white face looking down on me out of the mist. It was horrible, horrible. I I got this dream, it haunts me. It haunts me. I'm looking in the mirror, and I see a bit of the skin on my face is peeling, so I pull it off. Then I see a bigger piece is peeling, so I pull that off too. And in a few minutes, I've pulled off my whole face like it was tissues. And I look in the mirror, and all that's there is a piece of flat gray cardboard where my face had been. And I was glad my face was gone. Then somebody says to me, God, you got beautiful eyes. That was what was left they saw, just my eyes and the rest blank. I'm trying to pull off my face so you can see my eyes. Do you want to see my eyes? I went to the supermarket to buy a can of tuna fish, and there was this person standing right in front of where I needed to reach out to get the tuna fish. So I waited a while to see if they'd move, but they didn't. They were looking at the tuna fish too, but they were taking a real long time on it. They were reading ingredients in each can like if they were a book, a pretty boring book if you ask me, but nobody has. Crazy, right? Totally fun. What I want you to think of is that as I was recording some of those, I did not have the music playing behind me. That was put on later by my editor. However, we're going to work in class maybe this week. Today is, I think, week 3, or maybe in an upcoming week. We're going to work in our voiceover class to time yourself to end when the music ends. I did that recently in one of my Terry Berlin classes, so we'll definitely do that soon. And yeah, that's it. So what I want you to ask yourself is, what did I do with my voice to portray the different characters? We'll discuss that. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to tell me in the comments the one thing you learned today that you didn't already know, and watch one of the videos that pop up next, because it is definitely part of the 99 free acting lesson series.